Good morning, yogis. Hi, Jackson. Hi. Hi, yes. Stop. Stop. Okay, get down. Crazy. Crazy, yes, you're another crazy. Another crazy dog. No, Jackson. No, no, no. These are mamas. These are mamas. Yes. Welcome, yogis. So, as you gather, good morning, John. As you gather, maybe I have 2 rolled towels and a set of blocks here. So if you have any of those, and you can use them for, hi Lisa, and you can use them to just support your body. This is a really gentle, easygoing class, and so I just wanted there's a wrestling match going on behind me. I want you all to be able to drop in, relax, let go. Yes, my friend Freddie here, it's gonna squeak probably the whole time. That's what he does. Anyway, so just get yourself settled, and we'll be right back. I just want you to all see if you can. There's like a dead dog over here. Can you guys move? I know. Anyway, so I'm gonna put these dogs in their kennels. Come on guys, kennel up. All right, let's do this. Oh my goodness. So welcome, yogis. It's going to be a beautiful day. I was just talking to my friend Lisa. We were talking about this beautiful kind of chilly temperature, but with the sun shining, it's just so spectacular to be outside. And the energy is, for me, positive. Waking up this morning and just kind of taking a pause, sitting, and dropping in to a calm place, setting an intention. And if you have not done that yet this morning, here is another beautiful opportunity to just drop into, as I always say, all that goodness, all that light. It's already there inside of us, so just revisiting it, just saying, oh, hi, forgot you were there. Let me come back to, as I love to say, and it just feels so good to say that sweet place of home, like right inside there, in your heart center. It's right there. You can feel it when you connect to it. So today, just finding that seat. So for me, I'm in a seat of Sukhasana. You might sit up onto a blanket. You might switch the seat to something that's more accessible to you. Of course, right? Do that. This isn't about suffering for an hour in pain. This is about dropping in, checking in with yourself, observing yourself. So whatever seat you choose, just let the sit bone spread a little bit. And even move that head a little bit. Just again, just pausing before beginning, pausing before reacting. Love it. And then just take these shoulders, maybe circle them a few times, just small, just kind of again, creating space. Kind of instead of shocking our bodies and shocking our minds into stillness, just slowly let yourself move into it. And then just notice anywhere else. Often we grip into this mask, we wear this external mask, our facial muscles. See if you can relax those, the temples, the eyebrows, the eyelids. Let the lips soften, let the jaw soften. Just kind of run through these areas. You might even just kind of moisten the lips and then just let them softly touch again. Notice how that just relaxes you. These palms might be down onto your knees, palms facing down. Or you might have the palms facing up, a little bit more of that sort of receiving of energy, receiving of goodness. Palms down, sort of grounding yourself. So think of it that way and just choose what feels right to you. And just notice this breath running in and out of your body, right? We're not trying to change it. We're just observing it. Noticing if it's tight in the chest or low in the belly. Noticing if you're breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth, or maybe just in through the nose and out through the nose. Just observe. And then this morning, we're going to take an inhale breath and we're going to bring it into our heart center. And then an exhale, slow and long out. And again, like that, inhale, let it fill up from the belly to the ribs, up into the heart center, kind of expanding. Exhale, slow and controlled, back out. Navel can draw in at the base. And one more like that, just inhale into that heart center, exhale, slowly controlled back out. And then we're going to take the next inhale into our right chest and right shoulder, or right lung, as you might say. And just feel that expansion there and release back out. And then again, take the breath into that right chest, right heart center, right shoulder. And release back down. And again, just take that breath, filling up that right chest, that right lung, shoulder, and then release back out. Beautiful. Take it into the left side, inhaling slowly, filling up that left chest, that left lung lobe, and release back out. And again, slow. Find that movement, connect to it, even smile at it. And then release back out. One more, just like that, into that left lung, that left chest. And release back out. And then take this breath into your right shoulder blade or your right lung, back of body. And release back out. And just staying with that, breathing into the right shoulder blade, right lung. And release back out. Good. One more. As you fill up sort of that back of the body, that right side, and slowly and controlled release it back out. And then coming to the left side, breathing into the left shoulder blade, the left lung, the left shoulder. And release back out. And again, just staying to that left side, the back of the body. The majority of our lungs are actually into the back of our bodies. And one more breath here. Perfect. Now, from here, we're going to take the next inhale and we're going to bring it into our ribs. And I want you maybe even to place your hands onto those ribs, or if that doesn't feel right, just keep them down and just feel. You're going to take that inhale, open up the rib cage and fill up those palms. And then exhale, draw it back in. Navel can draw in here. Again, inhale, just fill up those palms with the ribs expanding, and then exhale, release back up. Good, one more. And then exhale. Beautiful. Now, this inhale, fill it all up, the front, the back, the ribs. And exhale. Navel draws in, maybe the breath's a little louder. Two more. Inhale, ribs, chest, shoulder blades. Exhale, navel draws in. One more. Take that nice inhale. Imagine this big balloon filling up of our hearts. And exhale. Good. Now this time, take that nice inhale through the nose. Open up the mouth, back of throat. Exhale out. Beautiful. Hands together at your heart center. Bow in. Just bow into this practice, this beautiful day, this beautiful moment together right here. Beautiful. Take a nice inhale, sweep these arms up to the sky. So get that nice big reach here. We're going to take here, you might take opposite wrists or opposite elbows. If you can reach, doesn't matter. Or you might even take a little bit of the fingertips. So just find what's right for you and kind of shimmy around a little bit here. And then sit bones drop down as the navel lifts up, but then let's let those shoulders drop. Yeah, take a breath, inhale. And with the exhale, take this over to the right. Breathing into that left side of the body, and maybe that head moves. Again, releasing any tension that builds up, that tendency to overdo. Good, one more breath here. Feel that nice stretch into the side body. Good, and then slowly lift the navel to come back up. Take these arms long, and then switch, finding the other side. So switching which hand is where. Take another breath, that inhale. Stay for the exhale just to relax into it. Take another breath, that inhale. And then take this over to the left. Navel lifts up. We breathe into the right side of our body. And again, feel free to softly move the head, right? Not just randomly, but stay connected to it if you are moving it. One more breath here. Perfect. Now, bring this back up to the sky. Take the arms nice and long again. Take a breath. Inhale. And then we're going to bring the palms down, arms to a T. Good. And just find that space here and just kind of connect to these shoulders. Take an inhale. And then bring these hands behind you, interlacing the hands behind your back. So interlacing those fingers. And then softly just roll the shoulders, so moving them away from the ears. Get that nice length. Lift the navel, inhale. And with the exhale, open up that heart, navel draws in. And just take that breath now, sort of into both lobes of the lungs, if you want to think about them as separate, as I kind of brought us into the practice that way. Filling up the heart center. Beautiful. One more breath here. Opening up the heart. Relaxing the shoulders. Good. Now, from here, we're going to take these hands. We're going to keep them interlaced behind us. We're going to slide the hands over into that right hip. So you can see my hands kind of peeking around the side. And if you're really tight in your shoulders, which I am, tight all over, just modify so the hands don't have to be so far, or you can always just unravel and unlace the hands. From here, sit a little bit taller. And then just allow this left ear to dip down towards that left shoulder. And breathing there to start. And just notice where that goes into the right shoulder. Again, honoring your neck, really taking time to open up a neck. Everybody's different, but just that self-care. One more breath here. Really nice. Good. Now, bring that head slowly back up. Beautiful. And then bring these hands back behind you. We're going to take the hands now to the other hip. So to the left hip and kind of shimmy around, and the hands can stay interlaced. And I know this is a kind of lot in the seated position, so always modify. Don't force yourself to be in a really uncomfortable place, but self-care, self-care. Take a nice inhale. Good. And then with the exhale, that right ear dips down towards that right shoulder. Good. Yeah, so just pause with that. Notice how it feels, a little different. We're going to revisit this again later. One more breath. Beautiful. Now, slow, bring that head back up to neutral. Let the hands come back down behind you. One breath, inhale. Exhale, open up the heart. And then let these arms release. Give them a little bit of a relaxing. Notice how they feel. And then we're going to bring the hands down onto the earth in front of us. And you can always slide that block in. And this is a gentle class, so I'm going to be doing sort of the most gentle of these poses. And I always say you can add on, take it deeper, use the props or not. So I'm going to stay a little higher, but you might find you walk out further, the sit bones spreading behind you. Make it for you. This beautiful Sunday day. Letting that mind focus down into that heart, into the goodness, the light that's right there. Good. Take another breath here. Love it. Now take a nice inhale. Lengthen your spine. Don't sit up, but just long spine. And then exhale out through the mouth, melting back into it. Tuck the chin, tuck the belly in and up, and slow roll yourself up. Good. Shoulders roll down away from the ears. And we're going to take happily these legs, and we're going to bring them out in front with the knees bent and the feet a little bit wider than hip distance. Let's bring the hands, I'm going to go in a little bit of an angle for you. Hands down onto the earth, fingertips facing forward. And we're going to just take these knees and we're going to take them over to the right. So again, there's about maybe 18 inches or more between the feet. We're kind of coming into this 90 and 90. We're going to lift the chest, open the heart, and just feel that nice space coming into that top hip. And then if it feels okay, take the gaze over that left shoulder. So the opposite direction of the knees. Breathe there, inhales. And exhales. Kind of notice if you explore the shape, kind of letting that left sit bone or hip dip down and that left knee kind of reach for the earth. You'll find a little bit more play there. One more breath. And then slow movement, bring the knees back through to center. You might shift your hips a little bit. And then take the knees the opposite direction. So kind of that setup, you kind of need to fuss around a little bit. And then once you find it, just melt into it. Heart opens, navel lifts, and then maybe that gaze goes over the opposite shoulder. And just find it for you. Notice if you've got a bunch of tension back in the neck. Let it go. Beautiful, one more breath here. Good. Now, slow, we're going to bring these knees back through to center, and you're going to not be happy about this, but we're going to do it. We're going to revisit that Sukhasana, but bringing the opposite leg in front. So just take a moment. Remember, I'm always trying to get us out of those creature habits that never seem to serve us very well. or some of them. So now the opposite leg is in front. If you're in this Sukhasana, find those sit bones. Take a breath, inhale, and exhale. Let the shoulders relax here. We're going to sweep these arms up to the sky again. Take that nice reach. This time we're going to hook the thumbs. Take an inhale over to the right with the exhale. Good. Breathing into that left edge of the body. One more breath. Love it. Now take this bottom hand, bring it down onto the earth, keeping this top arm reaching. Take a breath. Inhale. And then exhale into that side stretch, that nice classic side stretch as you melt into it, kind of peacefully moving into these shapes, into these poses. One more breath. And then from here, we're going to take this top arm, we're going to reach it up to the sky. We're going to turn the palm out, slide that hand into the lower back, palm facing out, and lift the navel, even lift up onto those fingertips and open up the heart. We often do this. Love this, again, this kind of expression of this pose, of this shape. To me, it's like that heart opening, that sun on your face, this gift of this present moment. Just that visual for me relaxes me deeply. Beautiful. And then from here, slowly to come out, both arms sweep up to the sky. We're going to hook the thumbs again, try switching. Take an inhale, lift the navel, and exhale over to the left. Yeah, and just explore that. Breathing into that whole right edge of the body. One more breath, inhale. And with the exhale, bottom arm comes down to the earth. Capture another inhale, reaching, and then exhale into that side stretch. Feels good. How does it feel in your body? Are you present? Can you just connect to that right sit bone down? Imagining how each rib is opening up. Good. One more breath. And then this top arm, we're going to begin to sweep it up. We're going to turn the palm down and then turn it behind us and slide that hand into our lower backs. Palm facing out, lift the navel. You might even lift onto those left fingertips and open up that heart, right? Just opening up to the goodness. Shoulders melt away from the ears. What's your visual? What do you see, right? Can you feel that sun on your face? Can you listen to that breath as you take in the sweetness of this present moment? Beautiful. And then slow from here, we sweep the arms back up. Good. Now from here, arms are going to come back to a T. We're going to revisit that pose we did earlier. We're going to take these palms, we're going to slide them down, interlace the hands if that still feels okay. Try switching now. This will feel really awkward. It never doesn't feel awkward to me. So shoulders roll up, softly down, navel lifts up and heart opens. Good. Let the hips relax. Let the tension go. Maybe dip the chin for a moment. Feels nice. Good. Now, enough of that. Now from here, we're going to take these hands, keep them interlaced, and we're going to revisit. Remember, we brought it into that hip, so we're going to do that again. So as we do that, sit nice and tall. Good. Now, they're going to take this the opposite way. So we're going to dip that left ear down. Nope, I'm sorry, I messed up. Right ear down towards that right shoulder. So it's going to be deeper. So be really mindful of how it feels. Please don't force it. Breathing into the whole left edge of the neck. And again, you can always modify releasing that grip and just having that left hand kind of wrapped around into the lower back. This is a little more intense here. And then bring that head back up. Good. Taking these hands, keeping them bound if you have them like that, and bringing them to the opposite side, the waist, if that works. Grow long. And then same thing. Now let that right ear dip down. Opening up. I'm just not getting my right and lefts today. So Now we're just gonna switch. Bring that left ear down towards that left shoulder. There it is. Hello. Not pushy, not forceful, just slow, peaceful. Good. Love it. Now, ever so slowly again, as we release, that head comes back up. The arms, again, gonna feel a little bit like jelly. Release the hands and just give them a little shake. Good. You're gonna be so happy to get out of a seated position. So we're gonna move into just kind of walking forward, hands onto the earth, or slide a block in, just walking out. Now you switched the leg, so it should go in a little into the opposite hip than before. Rock yourself side to side. And just feel this practice this morning. This practice, yes, this present moment, but also preparing ourselves for, I don't know, that right intention, that right attitude, that ability to pause. Good. Now, from here, take a nice inhale, lengthen a little bit. Exhale back into it, out through the mouth. And then draw the navel in, tuck the chin. We're gonna roll ourselves up, shoulders stack over the hips, and it feels nice, good. And then from here, we're gonna come hands and knees, right? So just moving there. You might need a little bit of a time to get those hips feeling the blood flow. Sorry, I'm being silly today. So as your knees are underneath your hips, let the hands really spread, so get that nice energy there. We're gonna come right into curling the toes under here, and then we're gonna sit back towards the feet. So sit bones towards the heels. It might look like this, right? So it might be a little higher. You might have your forearms down. That's another nice way to do it. You might find that your practice leads you and you sit up onto the heels. That's a lot. So again, as I said, I'm going to do mostly the very gentle modified versions. Just think about the toes. Maybe you shift side to side. Yeah, opening up the soles of the feet. Let your head go if you're draping. Good. One more breath. Perfect. And then bringing the hands back down onto the earth. If you're sitting up, coming back up to that tabletop, release the toes and begin to round into that cat pose. Pausing there, really pushing out of the hands, fingertips, into the shoulder blades. And then come back through, curl the toes under or not, and lift into your cow pose. Heart lifts, tail lifts, shoulders, mouth. And then exhale back into that cat pose, rounding. Two more like that. That inhale into your cow, make it yours. Exhale back into that cat. Inhale again into that cow. Curl the toes if you like. And exhale back into that cat. From here, we're going to take this right leg. We're going to reach it out behind us, crown of head out in front. Take your time, but then bend that right knee and pause there. So I don't want that hip opening up. I want them nice and square. We're going to start here by circling that ankle. Yeah, so we just kind of stretch the soles of the feet. Now we're moving into the ankle. Keep the belly drawing in. Soften the face. Switch directions on that circle. Good. Yeah, now you're beginning to feel a little bit of the muscles working. Good. Now, from here, I want you to flex that foot and just push that foot up towards the sky, maybe a couple of inches, but draw the navel in and then lower so it's even again. Okay, so push up, lower a little bit. Good. 3 more. Push up, nice and calm, and lower. And 2, and lower. One more, you've got this. Lower. Now, extend that right leg long again. Should feel nice. Bring the toes down onto the earth. Leg is still long. Sit back into that heel. A little bit of that toe stretch. But notice as it comes up the calf. And again, remember, you can always bring the forearms down if your arms or shoulders or wrists getting really tired. Nice stretch here. One more breath. Beautiful. Now we're going to take this right leg. We're going to lift it again. Cross it over the left foot. Lengthen the spine. And then begin to kind of wrap your gaze around, looking for the toes on that right leg. And just breathe into that whole right edge of your body. And same thing. Again, if you want to bring a forearm down, you can. Shift the hands, you can. Okay, all about you. One more breath here. Beautiful. Now, from here, slowly that spine comes long again. We're going to take this right foot. Now we're going to bring that heel down onto the earth. Toes are facing forward. And this left foot is going to come into a little kickstand. Been doing a lot of these lately. These sort of half planks. Make it yours. Open up the heart. Find that sweet spot which you can relax into instead of that cringing into the mind. One more breath here. Open a little bit more. And then hands come back down. Right knee comes back down. An option here, slide into your child's pose or stay a little bit higher if your knees are bothering you and melt a little bit more into a puppy dog pose. All of these shapes, just so able to modify them, connecting to what your body needs, what you need each day might be different. Take another breath. Love it. Now slowly finding your way back. Hands and knees again. Hands spreading. Get that nice energy there. Knees underneath the hips. And we're going to take this left leg, reaching it long. Crown of head reaching forward. And then again, squaring the hips. Finding that navel lifting in and up. Bend that left knee. And as you do, again, notice if you can lift the navel. I don't want you kind of rounding or dropping into that lower back. And then circle that ankle one direction. And then circle the other direction. Love it. Now, from here, we're just flexing that foot. Again, lift the pelvic floor to stay stable here. It's a small movement, but by the fifth one, you should be like, oh yeah, I definitely feel that. So we're going to take and kind of push to the ceiling as we lift a little bit and then lower. Good. 4 more. Push to the ceiling. And remember, you can always do this with the forearms down and lower. 3 more. Push. There's that engagement. You can feel it. And lower. 2 more. And lower. Last one. Right about now, you're thinking, woo, good one. Good one, Sam. And lower. Take that left leg long. Get that nice reach. Heel to crown. Left toes come down to the earth. Take an inhale. And then sit back into the heel with that exhale. There's that nice stretch. Please remember, you can come out of those shoulders, out of those wrists if they're bothering you. Whatever it is, don't get negative on yourself, right? Find that space of self-care, patience, kindness. Here we go. Now, we're going to re-lift this left leg. We're going to cross it over that right. We're going to take a nice inhale. Your spine grows long, the side waists grow long, and then just take that nice gaze around towards the toes, breathing into that left edge of the body. Let your head relax. Find what's right for you. Go ahead, one more breath here. Perfect. Now, from here, my back is going to be to you. So we're going to take this left leg. We're going to lift it back up. But then that left foot comes down onto the earth and the toes face out. This right foot gets a little kickstand. Right wrist under that right shoulder. And then slowly lift that top arm or keep it down. Doesn't matter. And just open up here. Take 2 more breaths. Explore it. Don't judge it. 1 more breath. And then that body comes back down. Left knee follows, comes back down. And here's that option. Slide into that puppy dog or melt down into the child. Whatever feels appropriate on your body, on your knees, on your hips, on your shoulders. Two more breaths here. One more breath. Good. Now, from here, just slowly, I want us to roll up, but tuck the chin, tuck the tail, keep the arms out in front, as if you're rolling up to that cat back. Draw the navel to the spine, but we're going to keep flowing here. Coming forward towards that knee down plank. Heart lifts, shoulders melt, let the hips dip a little bit. So it's really kind of nice flow, like a wave. Open up the heart. Don't go too deep. Honor your back. Again, this is my second class today, so I have a little bit more movement in the body. Go ahead, take a breath here. Lift the navel and slowly slide yourself back towards that child, kind of rounding through cat first, slow, and then lengthening down into your child or your puppy dog or whatever feels right. Melt there, we settle. We're going to do 2 more of those waves. It's slow, it's inward, it's really all about the connection. So slow, begin to tuck the chin, lift the navel, rolling yourself up. Keep moving forward as you do, and moving into that knee down plank, but then that heart begins to open up. The hips begin to melt. It should feel sweet, it should feel good. Take a breath, inhale, and that exhale. And then here we go back. Navel lifts, support the movement. Chin tucks, tail tucks as you reach towards that cat, but keep moving. As you slide back down, puppy dog or child, heart opens and we bow back down into that goodness. 1 more breath. And then we're going to move again, slow, arms out front. Chin tucks, tail tucks, spine begins to lift to the sky. You're rolling through that cat. Heart lifts, hips dip, melting. Take a nice inhale. And then keep going now. Bend the elbows behind you. Stay lifted in the heart, almost like you're in that seal. And then keep lowering down. Beautiful. And as you arrive, let the hands be underneath the shoulders. Let the tops of the toes push into the earth. We're going to peel ourselves off into that cobra, lifting our chests, and then melt ourselves back down. Again, peel yourself up. So you're kind of peeling that heart center off the mat. Yeah, and then melt back down. Good. Again, inhale, lifting up, cobra, bhujangasana. And then exhale to melt back down. From here, we're going to take these hands, we're going to bring them a little bit to the outer edges of our mat. So a little bit wider. Sorry, I have cat hair on the end of my nose. And we're going to peel ourselves up, lifting our heart. So again, doesn't need to be huge. Some of you might go deeper, but really honor that back. Take a nice inhale. With the exhale, lift the chest, melt the shoulders. Good. Take another breath. Inhale. And then slowly lower down as you exhale. Good. Hands come back underneath the shoulders. We're going to lift soft cobra, Bhujangasana. Slide back very slowly, tabletop, watching your back. And from here, curl the toes under. Here's that option to move into a downward dog, or you might come into another child or puppy dog pose. Another great way to take your downward dog is with blocks underneath the hands. Good. So just finding what's right for you. Let the head go if you're in that dog, if you're in that child, if you're in that puppy dog. And come back to that goodness within. Come back to that breath. Nice easy going class today. Nice class of gratitude. Kind of excitement for the day. Beautiful. Now from here, if you're in that dog, very slow, control, bring the knees down as we all come back, hands and knees, tabletop position. And we're going to take this right leg. Again, we're going to reach it out behind, so get some nice energy at it. And then we're going to take and step it through. So maybe it's one big step. Maybe you just bring it partially and then help it forward. Really important, right? Just getting that proper setup. And then just lean forward a little bit. And you can always slide those blocks underneath the hands here, so either side of that foot. Right? Let the heart open. Breathing in, breathing out. Good. Should feel nice. Let that back foot relax. Perfect. Now, from here, we're going to take these hands, we're going to bring them up to the top of that right knee or thigh, and then just kind of lift that chest up. So shoulders stack over the hips. And just pause there again. Let that neck relax. And then from here, gaze, focus out in front, one spot, that drishti point, and sweep the arms up to the sky. Take a nice inhale and an exhale. Now, from here, a couple of options. You can hook those thumbs, or you might again find those opposite elbows that we found earlier, and just really take your time here to kind of balance, to root into the earth. Lift the pelvic floor, and then take this over to the right a little bit. Tuck the tail under. Now again, it can be a hook of the thumbs, or taking you as well into the space of opposite elbows or wrists. One more breath. Beautiful. Slow. We're going to bring these arms back up to the sky. Take a nice inhale. And then I love this shape. As you know, we're going to reach the arms out, bring them down to the earth or the blocks either side of the right foot, and then slowly begin to extend that leg longer. Yeah. I only have one block. Well, I'll show you, show you with two. And just really find your shape here that's honoring your body. Hanumanasana, this is the half Hanumanasana, the monkey pose. And just pause into it. I remember being new to yoga, and a pose like this I was always so forceful, so pushy with. And if you can move away from that and just peacefully move into these shapes, into these poses. Exploring them each time, allowing yourself to experience them slightly different, a little differently each time. 2 more breaths. Feels so good. You just give it that time, right? And then taking it, that right foot comes back down. And then we're going to take and step back. So here's that option. Child's pose, puppy dog pose. You have those blocks here. You might move into the downward facing dog. Should feel good, whatever you do. Keep it light, keep it easy. Maybe a little smile on the lips. Don't take it so seriously. 2 more breaths. 1 more breath. Again, if you're in that downward dog, you might even step that left foot forward from here, or we all bring our knees down to the earth. Yeah, and then making our way to stepping that left foot forward so you can reach it long and then slide it forward maybe one step. I'm just showing you, you can also not be very graceful about it, doesn't have to be, and slide yourself into this lunge. Hands might be on those blocks or the earth. I really like the blocks. Shoulders melt away from the ears as we just pause. Yeah, breathing in, breathing out. Good. Perfect. Now, take that gaze out in front, slide the hands up to the top of that left knee or thigh, and begin to just lift yourself up and shimmy around where you need. Shoulders over hips, slight tuck of the tail, and as soon as you tuck that tail, you feel that nice space into the front of the hip opening up, but also it just kind of a little bit of empowers you a little bit if you notice that pelvic floor. Gaze out in front, take the arms up to the sky. Again, here's that option. We can hook the thumbs, of course, the opposite direction, or you might find the opposite elbows of what you had last time. Yeah, there's mine. Take an inhale, stay for the exhale, and again, tuck that tail under, feel rooted into the earth as you take this over to the left. Tuck the tail, breathing for 2, breathing for 1. Love it. Now, slow and controlled, we come back up. Arms can reach to the sky. And then here's, as we move into Hanumanasana, I love to say that monkey pose or that half monkey. We're gonna reach the arms out, so get a little bit of reach forward. Hands kind of draw down to the earth of the blocks. And then just smoothly flow back, extending that left leg. And just setting it up, so you can always shift a little bit, rock a little bit, find it for you. And then settle in, left sit bone reaching back, right hip, kind of remember moving into that neutral, a little bit of that shape we found earlier. And just notice if you're forceful, if you're pushy, intolerant, right? Or if you can just be patient and peaceful. Whatever it is for you. 2 more breaths. One more breath. And then slow, we're going to take this left foot, slide it back onto the earth. We're going to lift this right knee up this time. And instead of stepping back, we're going to take and step forward. So maybe that's one big step, or maybe that's lots of little steps. So whatever feels right, stepping forward. And then I love if you have these blocks, bring them up maybe even to the higher level and find that half lift there. So feet maybe a couple inches apart, sit bones spread, spine lengthens. Feel lots of energy up the back of the body, but relax where you can. So if you don't have the blocks or that doesn't feel right to you, you can always slide the hands to the thighs, kind of pushing hands to thighs and lengthening that way. Remember to breathe. 2 more breaths. So real nice energy up the back of the body. Good. Take another inhale here. Get that last little bit of reach. And then exhale into a forward fold. And here's that option. Maybe your feet even shimmy a little bit wider. Again, remember, easy going Sunday yoga. Maybe you take opposite elbows again. Whatever it is for you. And each time you might recognize that your mind draws back to anxiousness or irritableness or negativity towards yourself. You're not good enough, or this pose is too hard. See if you can just allow yourself to experience it all with a more loving heart. I know it sounds corny, but it just shifts everything. 1 more breath here, wherever you are. Take a nice inhale. And let the arms go if you have them with the exhale. And then from here, just soften the knees. We're going to this time take and bring the hands to the waist. Lengthen the spine, lots of core, lots of core. Let me say that again. And then begin to come up to standing. So as you come up to standing, begin to lengthen the legs. Keep the hands on the waist. We're going to bring those elbows back behind us a little bit. And these thumbs can kind of be right into that lower back. And take an inhale. And then open the heart. Another little back bend here on that exhale. One more breath. Inhale. Open the heart on that exhale. Good. One more breath here. And then just let the gaze come back out in front. Arms come down alongside you. Perfect. Standing into Tadasana. We're going to do a little standing pose, and then we're going to bring this back down. So we're going to take this right foot, and we're going to step it back. So as we step it back, the toes are going to turn out to that warrior two. So with warrior two, the toes, if you're looking at a face of a clock, are at about 2 o'clock. These front toes are facing forward. Let's get that front knee over that ankle, right? Hands, bring them to the hip. Open up the heart, relax the shoulders, focus out in front. And then sweep the arms up to the sky. Inhale. And then exhale. From here, take another inhale. And then bring the arms down to a T. And then begin to turn the palms out and then interlace the hands behind you. Go ahead, take a nice inhale. And let those knuckles kind of melt down towards the earth, but let the navel lift your heart up, right? So belly draws in, kind of knitting under those ribs, heart opens. Good, breathe here. Now, here's those options again. Moving into that humble warrior, hands can stay interlaced behind you, but if that's too much on your shoulders, bring the hands to the earth or to the top of that left thigh. So together, inhale, push from the back foot, begin to lengthen forward, and exhale, fold into it. So arms can stay behind you, they can lift up to the sky as the head releases, or I'm going to do the more modified, hands can come to the top of that thigh, and just let your head go there. 2 more breaths. 1 more breath. Love it. And then ever so slowly, we're going to begin to come back up. So maybe the hands release, maybe they stay behind you, wherever you are, gaze out in front, arms reach up to the sky. And then from here, we're going to step forward. Yes, we are. Hands come to your heart center. And just pause there. Notice what goes on in your mind. Notice how your mind might just be so impatient with some of these poses, some of these shapes, and then maybe ask yourself, is that how you are in your life, right? And see if you can practice here on your mat, shifting some of that. So we're going to come to the other side. Left foot steps back, right? So we're setting up for that warrior one on the other side. So right ankle and knee, there's alignment. The back toes, we're going to bring them to about 10 o'clock onto the face of a clock. That left hip rolls into neutral. We're going to open up that heart a little bit, and then arms can reach up to the sky. Take your breath. Feel the goodness, this warrior. You're a strong warrior, but full of love, full of heart, right? Full of light. Part of the challenges of life, being strong and yet being loving. Take these arms, bring them out to a T. Palms come down, and then wrap the hands around behind you again. Switching that lace. Again, remember, it'll feel funny. Pause here, shoulders melt. Knuckles kind of reach down to the earth. Feel your breath. And you might stay here, or you might release the arms, bring them to the top of that knee or thigh. Take a nice inhale, and then begin to reach forward. Exhaling down into it. Hands might reach off that back. They might not. Doesn't matter. And then let your head go. Relax the toes. Feel that energy from that back foot to the crown of the head. Or again, remember, hands can be on the top of that right knee. Whatever we're doing, we're bowing down. So we move from that Virabhadrasana one into this bowing humble warrior. One more breath here. Beautiful. Arms can stay wrapped behind you or release them as we come up. Reaching up. Good. Gaze out in front again. Nice and controlled. Step forward. Hands to your heart center. Good. And just bow in. Feel this beautiful practice. Feel this beautiful day right here, right now, and ahead of us. Taking the time here to set that intention for the day. Beautiful. And we're going to bring it down. Take a nice inhale, sweep up, open up that beautiful heart. Exhale as we dive forward. Half lift, we grow nice and long. And then stepping back. You can step back to that downward facing dog if you like. You can step to hands and knees, coming to child. And you can also come through a little flow, lowering down. Lifting to Bhujangasana, Cobra. And then all of us settle into that child's pose. And you might take the arms, wrap them around alongside your body, letting the forehead melt towards the earth, shoulders go. Or same thing, you might be a little bit higher. Again, if your knees bother you, keep yourself a little higher. And just swish the hips side to side. I love that word. 2 more breaths wherever you are. 1 more breath. Beautiful. And then from here, we're going to come around. We're going to come to seated. Yeah? So instead of coming down onto our backs today, I know some of you might be really bummed about that. We're going to just shift it up a little bit for this last little bit. So we're going to take a few seated twists here, starting with taking that right leg and bringing it out in front. And this left foot, we're going to bring it onto the earth. Knee up towards the sky. So a couple of options here as well. This left foot can cross over, right? So it's a little deeper of a twist that we're going to take. Or you can even take this bottom foot, so both legs are kind of wrapped around a little bit. Again, if that left hip is lifting off, you might want to just take and extend that leg long again. All right? So growing long here in that spine, we're going to take that right hand to the outside of that left knee, and that left hand comes behind. Take a nice inhale. Draw the chest towards the knee and knee towards the chest, and then begin to twist waist, ribs, shoulders, heart. Open it up. Breathing in, breathing out. You can always take it a little deeper. You might even take this left hand, wrap it around into that hip crease. You might take a bind if you take binds. 2 more breaths here. 1 more breath. Beautiful. Slowly releasing out of that. Should feel good. And then we're just going to take this left foot to the inside of that right knee. Open it up. Again, you can always slide a prop underneath. Take a nice inhale, grow long. And then exhale, just walk out. Just a little bit. Again, a little bit of that energy up the back of the leg, that space into the hips. Take your time here, just a few breaths walking out. Two more breaths. One more breath. there it goes. You can almost feel the whole body melting into that last breath. Draw the navel in, tuck the chin, and same kind of energy. Just roll yourself up. It should feel nice. Good. And then extending that left leg long. And then starting with the twist, we're going to bring that right foot, either it's going to start onto the inside of that left leg, knee to the sky, or we're going to cross it over. And then here's that other option, taking that bottom leg, wrapping it, trying to get that right hip down onto the earth. So I'm going to take that leg long again. Good. Toes to the sky, left hand, wrap it around the outer edge of that right leg. Right hand behind you, grow long, inhale. And as you begin to try to draw that knee to chest, then you're going to take, inhale, navel, ribs, shoulders. Exhale as you twist. Good. Feel the breath here. Maybe that arm wraps a little bit deeper. Maybe you're an elbow hooker. That's fine too. You might take that back hand, kind of wrap it around. You can see my hands peeking out. You might take a little bind. Good. One more breath. And then ever so slowly releasing from it, bringing this foot to the inside of that left leg. And again, sliding any props in underneath. Good. And then sitting nice and tall. And then slowly, hands either side of that left leg, just begin to walk out. So often we think this is all about this left leg. It's actually a lot about the opposite hip as well. So just notice as you slowly walk out, maybe that space into the right hip, waist, as well as that energy up the back of the leg. Just pausing here as you quietly, peacefully, maybe move a little deeper. Beautiful. Just 2 more breaths. One more breath. Perfect. Taking the hands, releasing them, and just drawing the navel in, tucking the chin as you roll yourself up. Should feel kind of good. Shoulders stack over the hips. Good. And then from here, we're going to just bring these feet together into Baddha Konasana. Now, that's if it feels okay to you. You can take any other shape. And as I said, I'm not actually having us lay down into Shavasana today. We're going to take a pause here. So again, soles of the feet together. You might slide those blocks under the knees to support it. And you might bring the hands, palms facing up, or you can always let the hands be down. You might take that pointer finger, middle finger, just to focus here. We're going to take this last minute, just a minute, and just drop into your body. Just pause together. Feel the breath. Notice maybe even the impatience of the mind as I've changed it a little bit. And then just see if you can let that go and just be present. Another 30 seconds. That's it. Breathing in, breathing out. Beautiful. So good. Hard 1 minute sometimes to pause. What? You want me to stop? And then from here, we're going to just take and find our seat. So Sukhasana as we close out class today. Good. So finding your seat. Sitting nice and tall. Good. Bring your hands to your heart center and just bow in. And again, maybe just a little smile there somewhere, whether it be inside or on the corners of the lips for this beautiful day ahead, for this beautiful moment right here, right now. Namaste. Thank you so much, yogis. Thank you for practicing and your patience for my silliness today. It's an honor to practice with you. Have a beautiful, beautiful day, and I will see you during the week. And if you want to be added to my studio mailing list, as we're going to have some changes in the summer, just send me through Messenger or go to my website, millbrookyoga.com, and you can add your email address there so you can receive notices as to what is going on. Hi, Ross. Good to see you. All right. Namaste.